Hello, and welcome to Check It Out with Rich. In my last two RV Essential videos, I did what goes into the camper, that being electric and water. And now I'm going to do what comes out. And what comes out is pretty nasty. So the first thing I want to say about this is, especially with your black tank, you want to make sure you have some water in there after you drain it. Rule of thumb, I think, would be 10%. So now I have roughly a 50-gallon tank. So I'd want 5 gallons of water. Now you figure 5 gallons of water sounds like it's a lot, but really it's not. You take the tank, I'm not sure the size, but you dump in 5 gallons of water, you may only have a half-inch of water going across that bottom, but that stops everything from drying up. And it's always a good idea to put a little bit of water in there. You can also do it with your gray tanks. I don't think it's as critical as your black. Yeah, so when you're flushing a toilet, especially if you do a number two, add some extra water. Don't just go flush it real quick and let your bomb hit the bottom. Go ahead and add some extra water with it. Like I said, water is your friend when it comes to your black tank. You can use different treatments. We use liquefied. There's a lot of videos on YouTube comparing the different brands, and it seems like liquefied always comes out on top. So I don't think if you're just going for the weekend, 2, 3 days, I really don't think it's that critical that you add a black tank treatment. But if you're going for a week and that, yes, it is. It breaks everything down pretty good. I don't think just for a weekend it's going to break it down that much. It matters. I think you're just wasting money. Now, one of the number one things you need for draining your holding tanks are gloves. I use a disposable. I see people that use the reusable, what are they, dish sink gloves you wash your dishes in. I just don't like putting them back in the camper. You know, I have a tote here with my sewage stuff in, and that's enough. Okay, just real quick, I'm going to go through some of the things I carry in my little tote. I'd like to find another place for this besides in here. I don't know. I'll figure something out one of these days. But I have this. This goes in to the ground where you're dumping into their tank. And then some places require you to have this rubber gasket. I've never used it, but someday you never know. It was only a couple bucks. And I also carry extra seals, and these seals go in here. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, these seals go in here. It's always good to have extras on hand. With sand and dirt getting in there, they deteriorate pretty quick. Okay, I also carry this. This is a male-to-male bayonet adapter. I use this for my honey wagon, and a honey wagon is a tote that you dump your nasty into and then take it to a dump station to dump it. I'll have it in a video here in a minute. But I need this to hook up my hose. I don't know why, whatever. I also have a bunch of caps for both ends of the hoses. And I also have this flush out. You can put this on the end of your pipe here and hook up a hose and blow water in. I've never used it. I have a black tank flush, which we'll get to in a minute. Okay, I actually forgot about these. I bought these over the winter. I had one of the sewer hoses I had trouble getting off, and so I bought these. These are wrenches for the ends of your sewer hose where the connection is. And there's little notches in here, and they go onto the lugs, onto the fitting on the end of the hose, and then you can take it off or put it on a lot easier. And then this is a wrench. You can see there's multiple squares here. And what this is when you're at your site and you have full hookups, your pipe coming up out of the ground has a cap on it. And some are different. Some have a male sticking up, or others will have a female indentation. And that's what this is for. So if you have a female, you can fit this end on and turn the cap. And then if it's sticking up like a male, you have this that you can put on and you can take the cap off. It also has this. Some of them just have a little notch in there. I don't know, well, you can see that. Well, you are close. But some just have a notch that you can put it in. Okay, all right, let's get on with the video from before. Okay, that's done. I can take my gloves off and throw them away. Okay, I'm going to take you in and show you what all I have down here. We'll start here and work our way to where you hook up at the dump station. Okay, now these are the pole handles for the tanks. This is your black tank, and this is my kitchen gray and my bathroom gray. You can lube these up. I wouldn't use an oil base. I would use a silicone dry lubricant. Okay, and down here, you can see I have another valve. This will stop any of the liquid from coming out when you take your cap off. I don't care. Every camper I've had, the other valves leaked. So I added this. This is by Valterra. And I also have a 90-degree on here. And it's clear, I can see what's coming out. And if you don't put your cap on and you're driving down the road, the cops will pull you over for that cap hanging. So make sure you put that cap on. Okay, now I've showed you the valves for each tank. I've showed you the valve underneath to stop any additional liquid from coming out when you take your cap off. And I showed you where I'm going to hook my hose up. I have two tubes in the back to hold the hoses. So let's go back there. I have two different brands. One I like, one I hate. So let's go back and check them out. Okay, this one is a Valterra. I bought this later just to hold extra hoses because we went one place that we actually had to go to Giant Eagle to get more lengths because we couldn't reach the dump. Now I hate this one. Now this is adjustable for your frame. It's actually two pieces, but I'll show you why I hate it. This twists off and it is a royal pain in the butt to get off. And it's even harder to get back on. So usually when I go to get it on, I need a pair of channel locks. All right, let me yank this hose out and we'll see what we got. Now I have recently switched over to the Camco Rhino Extreme. They're pretty good. It has actually an exoskeleton on it. So the spring, that's all this orange, is on the outside of the hose. On the regular Camcos, the spring is part of the hose itself, and they end up leaking after a short amount of time. But so far, I haven't had any problems with this. I think that's 10 foot, I think, and I have two in here. So let's put that back in, and then I'll show you what I mean. Don't look at the nasties inside the pipe. So you have to get this thing lined up just perfect. I think I'm off a little bit. And then try to turn it, and it doesn't turn that easy. And then that's where my channel locks come in at. I need to get them on there and give it a twist. Now, I have new carabiners for on here. I just haven't put them on yet. That just stops it from turning. But believe me, this thing is not turning on its own. Let's go to the other one, and we'll see what came with the camper. Okay, now this one came with the camper. It is nice. It's very easy to open. It's very easy to close. It's made by D&W. And I actually have extra lids for this just because if you look, there's your hinge. There's not much holding it. I actually have extra, the lid itself, the door, and I have two extra brackets for here. Okay, in this one, I think I have 3 lengths of this. This is the cheaper Camco. It's not the Rhino, but this leaks pretty easily. From it sitting in here sliding, it just eats right through this plastic. And I don't know why I have this 6-inch extension. I just have it in here for some ungodly reason. So push that back in, take the door, and that's it. No channel locks, no nothing. And like I said, I do have new carabiners. Okay, when you're at a full hookup site that you can hook up your sewer hose, you want to be able to have your waste drain away from your camper into the pipe coming out of the ground. So you would use this. This is called a Camco Sidewinder. And what this is, let's see if I can get it open here without too much difficulties. Okay, now this accordions, so it's grooved out for your sewer hose. So you would have this end towards your camper, and then this end towards your where the pipe is. And I believe this is 20 foot long, but it helps gradually take your waste away. If you just let it lay on the ground, it might be like this, and then you end up with all that liquid in there, and then you're lifting your hose up, trying to get that liquid to go down the pipe. It's not fun. I've done it before. It's no good. Okay, if I was at a site that had full hookup or at a dump station, I would get the hoses out, hook everything up, and show you how to do it. But it's pretty straightforward. Number one, you go in the back, you get your hose out, whether you need 1 length, 2 lengths, 3 lengths, whatever. And then you would hook up your hose down here to this 90, and then take the 90-degree fitting that I showed you in my tote, put that on the other end of the hose. Then you would put that either in the pipe if you have full hookups, or at the pipe at the dump station. The next thing you want to do, you want to open up this valve down here. So you'll always have a little bit of liquid coming out when you open that up. It's nothing to worry about. That's why you have that extra valve. And then what you want to do is you want to open up your gray, let it run for a little bit, check for leaks and make sure everything's all right. If everything's okay, go ahead, close it, and then pull your black tank. You don't want to do your black tank first, just in case there's an issue. You don't want that stuff going everywhere. Okay, you got your black tank all emptied out. So next thing you want to do, which is very good if you have it, is a black tank flush. Now, my black tank flush is here. I have 2 options to flush it. One, I can hook a hose up to this hose that I have coming down through. I only use this black hose for flushing. And then you hook your hose up, turn your water on, either set a timer on your phone, don't walk away from here, don't start talking to your neighbor, you don't want to overflow your tank. It'll come up through your toilet and create one heck of a mess. You can also put a meter on there and see how many gallon you're putting in, which is a good idea. That way you know, okay, it's been 15 minutes, how much is in there? It all depends on your pressure and how much volume you're getting through your hose. Now, another way to flush your tank is, a lot of people are going to disagree with this. There's a check valve inside that once the pressure is released, all the water will drain down into the tank or back through here. But it's coming up like this, so your check valve's up here. When there's no pressure, water will drain down this way. It's highly unlikely for your black tank water to come back through the opposite direction and come out through here. So my other way of flushing out the tank is I take my coil hose, I hook it up to here, I hook the other end up down here on this black hose, and I turn the water on. Easy. And then once you're all done, the reason I have this hose on here is because when I turn the water off and break the hose, I break it down here, disconnect it down here. That way any water is falling outside the camper and not inside the camper. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is when you do flush out your black tank, make sure you close the valve, and that'll let the water build up inside the tank. And then let it go for however long you want, pull it open. It's good to have your clear adapters. That way you can see what's coming out. So once you start getting clean water without any debris, you know you're good. Usually 2 or 3 times to flush it. It all depends how long you've been out. Okay, so once you're all through flushing your black tank, you can go ahead and close your valve. And then I usually do my kitchen sink next. And then last I do the shower because it usually has the most water in it. It'll flush your hose out pretty good. They normally have hoses at the dump station to rinse your hose out. So what you would do is you would disconnect your hose from here, hold the hose up in the air, take that hose, pull down on the handle, and it'll rinse it out. I've never had to do that. I've always had enough water in my shower to flush the hose out real good. Okay, so once you get your gray tanks all flushed out, you're happy everything's empty, go ahead and close all your valves. Close your valve down here, take your hose off, put your cap on. Don't forget that. Like I said, the cops will pull you over if they see that cap hanging. And then go ahead and put your hose away, put your 90-degree fitting away, and you're all done. Okay, this, see it? Yeah, this is a honey wagon. They're a little on the expensive side, but if you're going for a longer period of time and don't have full hookups, this is a good option. You can go ahead, dump some black or gray in here. You could tie it to your hitch on your truck, pull it to a dump station, and dump it. That saves you from going and closing up your camper, driving to a dump station, dumping, coming back, and setting up all over again. Your other option with this, I actually did a video on it. You can get a emaciator pump and hook that up down here and put this in the back of your truck and actually pump it up into here. And then you can drive to the dump station, take your longer hoses with you, and dump this out. You also want to flush this out. It's the same as a black tank here. When you're done, flush this out real good. Not that I would do it, but I guarantee you if I open this up and smell it, it doesn't smell that bad. Okay, I think I touched on everything. Now remember, this is what I use and this is how I use it. Everybody's different, but it's always good to look around. Even if you're at a campground, look around, watch other people, see what they do. You might come up with a good idea. Okay, I will put all links in the description. They'll all be Amazon links unless I can't find it on Amazon. And I am an Amazon associate. If you go through that link, I will get a very small commission off of your purchase. Okay, hopefully this video helps somebody out. Stay tuned for my next one for RV Essentials. Will be on RV stabilization, and that is while you are stationary, not driving down a road. So, okay, so once again, thanks for checking it out. We'll see you all next time. Bye.